Another 40k ship, the Ragnarok. Sonar plus a minor speed, accuracy, and reload buff for 60 seconds doesn't save the Yahagi class. Sorry, it just doesn't. There's better 40k ships to get. Now to the Repulse. This ship is changing. It was in good, in my opinion. It has just gotten better. It's great to buy. It is a great HE, AP throwing, rapid reload, fast HMS battleship with decent armor. It crushes tier 6. I would highly suggest picking this up if this ever comes back. It's one of, if not the best, tier 6 Blitz pass ship. Now the Richelieu. This is a fantastic tier A, and I still think it is great to buy. A few people have been saying that it's kind of lost it with age, with the addition of more tier 8s, but I'm sorry, the Richelieu is still the best, just straight up forward firing, cap taking battleship at tier 8, and I'd highly suggest it. It's got low-key really good AA too, so if you run an AA build, you don't have to worry about carriers that tier at least too much. But yeah, the Richelieu is still great to buy. I absolutely love it just for that straight up forward tanking ability, and being able to hold caps incredibly well at tier 8 is important. Now to the king of tier 8, Roma. This is great to buy. This is still an insanely powerful ship. Is the reason why everyone goes rapid reload, precise aim is the best combo in game, because this thing is tanky, great guns, great secondaries, great armor. Just everything about the ship makes it super tanky. Highly would suggest it for any battleship enjoyer, and it just will destroy tier 8. Highly would suggest the Roma to just about everyone. The Scharnhorst. So for me, the Scharnhorst lands in just good. It's just good overall. It's lower gunned G, but with, once again, decent secondaries, torpedoes, full complement of everything that's German, and it's a great captain trainer for it. It holds up against most things, and if you have APCS on it, it's incredibly strong. But outside of it, still just a good German battleship. That's really it. Nothing really to write home about. The Shikishima. I had this in great to buy, but the more I've played it, I've just realized it's a gimmicky ship with good. It's strong just because it is, of course, the biggest guns in the game, and the Citadel, when you hit with these suckers, especially with Yamamoto or even just a Citadel strike, regular commander, is incredibly strong. But it kind of has that Georgia issue where you just lack that amount of guns to really feel like you're a powerhouse in a game comparatively to like the Yamato. It's fun. It's got its gimmick of massive Citadel strikes, but it's just now you have to get those Citadels to really truly make it work. So I'm bringing it down from great to buy to just good. So if you are looking to that, it's there, but it's just not as good as I thought it was. On to another ship that actually hasn't released is the Shinonome. It's going to be a Fubuki with potentially smoke. Fubuki's pretty good, so we'll have to exactly see what other stats they change. I'm going to put it into good because just that amount of torpedoes at tier 6 is hilariously powerful, but smoke, is it gonna save it, or is other stats gonna ruin it? We'll have to find out. I'm gonna put it in good just because the Fubuki is good for tier 6. Now to the last 40k ship that we currently have in game. We have the ship Smasha, and that goes right into playable. Sonar plus 1 use of an insane speed reload gun traverse ability. It doesn't save it from being just kind of mediocre at best. The Cross of Dorn outshines pretty much all the other ones. I hope there's better 40k ships coming to this game, or kind of better unique ships per se coming, because yeah, just having one in good kind of sucks. So I wish these ships were better. Now to the Siapan, or the Slipan as many people call it. It was in great to buy after I have worked with it and played with it and also talked to more people about it. This is niche. This is truly niche. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's just straight. No, it's niche. It is niche. It has a specific niche of just being able to straight up murder all of the enemy planes on the enemy team, but you have to know how to play that. Have to know how to bait and do the fighter baiting and everything. There's just so much more to the Siapan to actually learn than to just say that it is just strictly great to buy. And yes, you have those torpedo bombers, but there's so few of them, and there's no guns on it. There's no way to defend yourself. It's niche. You have to enjoy just straight up fighters as a CD. That's it. And if you don't, then don't get the Siapan. Just straight up don't. It's niche. The Siegfried. I previously had this in playable. I want to say that it doesn't fit in playable anymore. I think it fits in good. And the reason is it actually does have crazy accurate guns. Its secondaries and torpedoes makes a really fun time, but it's still a tier 9, so it holds it back. So just understand it might not work for you, but I do believe it fits in good, not in niche, just because it is kind of a powerhouse at times. Still, tier 9 is tier 9. Just be a little hesitant with it, but overall, if you like that playstyle, it's a fun ship. I undervalued it. The Siliwangi. So the community kind of was up in the arms when the ship came out. Some people liked it, some people didn't. To me, it just sits unplayable. It's an okay torque boat. It's okay guns. You might like it with the deep water torpedoes. You might not. It's just eh. Next up, the Sims. This is a standard issue USDD, slow torps, decent guns, smoke. That's all it is. It's good. It's just solid. So I think the slow torps really prevent it from being in great to buy. But overall, it's a good ship. If you're wanting a standard USDD, it's there. Now we have the HMS Sirius. Unfortunately, this is a down-tiered Atlanta that just doesn't always have it. So I have to put it in playable. It's an okay ship. It's a fun one. You'll probably just get it from the mission crates, and you might like it, you might not. But overall, it just doesn't have the same power as the Atlanta at tier 7 for the tier 6 that it is. But I don't know. It can still work at times. I don't believe I need to say anything, do I? Perfect, good. Smolensk, great to buy. That's it. That's really it. Now to a fairly balanced tier 10. The Somers. It was in good. I'm actually going to argue great to buy. And the reason is it's a better Benham that has a lot better guns. It feels a lot better with those centerline torpedoes. And if you have Halsey, you get even more torpedo reloads on top of it. I don't know, it just feels so much better of a package, and I would highly suggest it for any DD enjoyer because it can be torp boat and a gunboat. It's really well balanced. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'd love to know, would you just put it in good, or would you put it in great to buy? Because just the amount of torpedoes that you can pump out of this thing. I know they're slow and they hardly do any damage, but they just do so many of them. And then on top of it, you have the smoke, so you can then just shoot your guns that are fairly good. Like, it's just an all-around great DD package at tier 10, and I'd say it's great to buy. Another ship I'm not really sure I need to talk too much on, but the Stalingrad. This is the king of tier 10 sniping. It literally, you don't even need precise aim, and your shells are merging and converging at max range to just obliterate a single point on a ship. It's an amazing sniper, and Stalingrad's totally worth it. Strasbourg, unfortunately, this is not the Dunkirk or the Richie. This is the tier 7 John Bart, unfortunately. So that it just has a few issues with it. I wish it was better, though. I really do. I hope they buff it sometime. The T-61, yeah, it's playable. If you want a tier 6 German DD, there's nothing special about it, really. It's just okay. So if you want a captain trainer, there it is. The Texas, just like the Black Texas, goes right into collectors. It's just not a good ship first year. Just not. Just doesn't hold up at all. So you get it more for historical purposes, or if you've been and seen the ship. The Thunderer. So this ship was in niche. I think now with the health buff, it fits perfectly and good. It's got really good HE, really good AP, fast firing guns since the buff on that one as well, but the additional heal really helps this ship use its health pool to the extreme. You're just able to heal so much. I would highly suggest it if you do enjoy HMS battleships. This is a great pickup for you. Borderline great to buy, especially if you have Nelson, but Thunderer is a strong package overall. Just understand you're going to need to bop in and out of fights in order to make sure that you can use those heals in battle, else you're going to die pretty quick because the health does whittle away because the armor just is not there as much as the health is. It's actually on the mark on this one pretty well. The Tiger goes right into niche. It's super akin to the Nutrishimi and so many other support ships in this game, where if you gave its abilities to another ship and worked with that other ship, it's insanely powerful. The guns can kind of actually do a lot more damage than most people think, but overall, it is still going to be that support cruiser. It fits in that niche area quite well, so if you play with a bunch of people and you can play HMS CLs very well, the Tiger's right there for you. Oh, the Tirpitz. The Tirpitz. She wasn't good. No, she's unplayable now. She's aging horribly, and she really needs some help there wargaming. Just her set and her skills and her capabilities just aren't holding up to even new battle cruisers. The Odin coming out didn't help either, but yeah, it's just the Tirpitz. I've had her forever, and I love the Halloween skin on her, but Yeah, she's just not as good and needs a lot of love there, but at least she's still playable because it is still a Bismarck class, can really do a lot, and add on top, you have those torpedoes to really help you protect yourself from DDs at close range. Oh, the tone. This ship actually got a buff. It's no longer collectors. It is now barely unplayable because it's a very unique play style, but at least now it has more planes to kind of make that niche happen. I do know some people that really do thoroughly enjoy it, but I know so many more people that hate it, so I'd be careful with it. It's borderline collectors, but that buff at least kind of made it somewhat usable, you know, it's somewhat. Now to a support cruiser, the Tulsa. This one actually kind of works as good, but has a foot in niche. So I say good just because of its skills, its guns, it's all like the whole suite that it brings. It can still work by itself actually as a regular ship, but it generally works better when you pair it with a team that can help it out because it does kind of have a lack of firepower due to only having 6 guns on it. But overall, I'd say it's good, but just understand it might work better in that niche category depending on what type of player you are. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Only one less line, but the Vanguard. So this is actually one of my favorite Tier 8 ships. It's going to go into good only because of its lighter armor, but it's an incredibly nimble battleship with great guns with HE and AP that both work on it. Fire starting chance on the HE just like any other HMS battleship, but you have that strong AP of kind of that Thunderer premium style. So I would definitely suggest picking up the Vanguard if you like those more nimble, less armored battleships, but this one you have that nimbleness that's just straight up insane that I'd highly suggest putting all your mods into, where you can just turn on a dime and that really helps you survive even with that light of armor that you have. Okay, so I know a lot of people were waiting for this. The Viribus Unitis. I done this dirty last year. I did. It is not a collective ship. It is good. It is a good ship, and it's actually in the shipyard right now for fairly cheap. I would suggest picking up. It is slow, but it's tanky as all get out. It's a pocket battleship with a lot of guns, good secondary sonar, so you can make sure you're dodging those torpedoes even better. Precise aim, I kind of wanted to have one more, but you know, that's just kind of the nature of having a non-BB commander on it, so that's kind of, I think, the one problem with it. But the Viribus Unitis is a fantastic ship. Some would probably even argue great to buy, but I think that not having a particular ship line to work with it to make sure that the commanders, you know, has all the best benefits for the Viribus Unitis kind of hurts it. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in good, but definitely there's some people that stand by this ship as one of the best tier 5 battleships in the game. I don't think it beats out the Giulio, but it's pretty up there. The Warspite. Now this is just like the Vanguard. It's good. It's just a solid ship. It's very nimble. It's got great HE, great AP for its tier. Pretty much, if you like the Warspite or if you like the Vanguard, both of them are pretty much their tier for tier counterparts and do pretty well, so highly would suggest picking them up. The Weimar. So this ship is not tier for tier as good as the mains, but it is still pretty solid, so I'm going to put it in good. I'd like to know where people would put it, because once again, you don't really see too many of these Weimars or the Muchins, so I'd love to know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Oh, the West Virginia. If you're really old in this game, you remember when they were giving this thing out like hotcakes, and God, that was just, everyone got a bad taste of the West Virginia from that time. But in my opinion, the West Virginia is great to buy. It's an incredibly tanky, hard-hitting, nimble battleship, very simple to play. That's probably why they gave it out, but unfortunately, you know, you still need a few skills to make this thing stay alive a lot longer. There's a lot of health pool, really strong, hard-hitting guns, just a full package. I think it's great to buy. So, but yeah, that, I know a lot of people that are like, oh, the West Virginia sucks, and I'm like, it's probably because you played it or you played near some of the people that were playing when it was given out for free, and it was like the Graf's Bay being given out as a rental for a day, where, dear lord, there was just so many of them. It was like lemons. The Yabari. Now, typically, a lot of people would say put it right into good. I'm going to put it in a niche because you have to be able to work with those long-range torpedoes that have such a short arc to fire from. So I'd say it fits better in niche, but there are some people that swear by it as being one of the best cruisers of Tier 4, which I can definitely agree. It's pretty strong, especially with those torpedoes and decent guns. But yeah, you still have to be able to work with those torpedoes and decent guns to actually make the ship work. The Yadachi. So this ship goes right into niche. This is one of those ships that, once again, you can basically turn into a little Shima. It's kind of its niche. So once again, if you have that legendary commander, it probably moves it into good, just like the Isashio, but it fits right next to the Asaccio, same way, because it's the same niche, just different tier. Yahagi. So this has that niche of just being able to put out a crap ton of torpedoes, but it's bad guns, it's incredibly high out of the water, and citadels easily. I put it in collectors just because you just can't make that ship really work. It is fun to occasionally drop those massive amount of torpedoes at that tier onto anything, but unfortunately that's kind of only once a game because the reload is so slow, and it's such a huge ship that you pretty much die immediately whenever you get spotted. So I would stay away from it, but it's there if you want it. Oh, my love, the Yoshino. I love it. It's getting buffed too. It's just sits in good. Is it for everyone? No. But is it good? I think it's actually in a pretty good state right now. Much better than the Zhao, in my opinion. The torpedoes, the arcs are so much better. The guns are so much better. The skills, of course, it has that rapid reload, precise aim combo, along with sonar. I like it. I think it's in good. Maybe people will tell me differently in the comments down below. It's definitely not great to buy. Maybe niche, but I think good is the perfect place for it. It just doesn't have the armor to hold up, and the AA sucks too. So basically, if a carrier decides they want you dead, you're dead because they literally can't miss. That's just the problem with the Yoshino. So one last ship that I missed, which once again, thank you again to Hiromi for checking over this. Yukikaze going right into playable. Unfortunately, this is a side grade to the Kagero, but not the side grades that you want out of a premium ship. It's just far worse, so just get the Kagero instead. Though it is still a Kagero class and offers some different playstyle that is at least usable, so you got that. The Yukon. So this is actually one of our newest ships in the shipyard, and it's kind of pretty divisive, but I'm going to generally agree with a few other content creators, including Pigbay. The Yukon's just good. It's not great at anything, and the spotter planes you pretty much can't even use all of them in game. You have to really force yourself to try to do it, but it's a Monarch at tier 7. It's still a pretty good ship, and I plan on trying to get it, though it's kind of hard. I'm kind of thrown up between the Akava and the Yukon. I don't know what would you guys think? What should I get? I know I'm a cruiser main, but it's Monarch class. It's a really fun ship class. So in that tier 7, come on, right? We're finally at Z, everyone. We're finally at Z. Dear Lord, when did I start? Dear Lord, it's been like 6 hours. Okay, let's do it. Z39. This is niche. It's if you want a premium German DD with rapid reload 1, that's pretty much its gimmick, and that's kind of, there's nothing really much more to say about it, and I wish it was better. I wish there was better German DD ships, but you know, that's just, we just got what we got, right? And now to the last ship, knowing fully that the comment section will probably tell me that I have missed something. I am waiting for it because it's gonna happen. I know it. The Z44. This is playable. And the reason it's playable is that the Z46 is just better. I know it's got the 4 skills, but the 4 skills don't make it any better than what the Z46 already does. It's one of those ships. It's a side grade if you want it, but just get the Z46 instead. You'll have a lot more fun. So yeah, the Z44 is there, but I wouldn't suggest it. So this is the full list at the end of the video, just for anyone who wants to see the thing in its full. It's over. Finally, right? Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many. Hope you all enjoyed all of this. Let me know if I hit the nail on the head. Let me know if I didn't. For anyone who is looking, I hope this guides you in the right direction to purchasing a better ship or the best ship that works for you and your play style. Thank you so much, everyone, for the love and support that helped make this entire tier maker month and a half happen, and all of your opinions going into it. Oh man. And finally, if you have enjoyed this, like and subscribe. It helps out the channel so much. Hit that notification bell to see whenever a new video goes live. Thank you for everyone who are joining up on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, on any platform. Of course, the Linktree link is down below. Special thank you to the Patreon supporters for helping support this channel. For $1 to $5, you can join up down there and get early access and previews to all of my videos. Thank you all for all the love and support. Hopefully you enjoyed going through all these premiums with me in this just incredibly long video. But hope you have a good one. Peace.